In this story, when you hear this, turn the page. Paddington does it himself. One day, the Browns had to go out early in order to do some shopping. So Paddington decided to have his breakfast in bed. Paddington liked having breakfast in bed. It gave him a chance to catch up on his reading. And as a special treat, Mrs. Brown left him a pile of books and magazines. Some of them were very interesting indeed, and one in particular made him sit up and take notice. It was called Do It Yourself, and it showed how to make a magazine rack. Although the article didn't say anything about bears doing it themselves, it made it all sound very simple. In fact, it was so interesting, Paddington dipped his paw in the hot cocoa by mistake instead of the marmalade jar. All of which helped him make up his mind. He would have a go himself. Paddington wasn't the sort of bear who believed in wasting time, and he decided it wasn't worth having a proper wash if he was going to get dirty again. So, apart from cleaning his teeth, he simply passed the face flannel over his whiskers a couple of times. Only a few days before, he'd accidentally bought a set of carpentry tools at an auction sale, and since then they had been standing idle in Mr. Brown's shed. Now seemed a very good time to test them out. Paddington investigated the contents of the toolbox. There was a hammer, a saw, 3 chisels, a plane, and several other things which he didn't recognize. Altogether, it seemed very good value, and he felt sure he would be able to make the Browns a very nice magazine rack indeed. A few moments later, armed with a piece of plywood Mr. Brown had promised he could use, Paddington staggered outside. Almost at once he wished he hadn't, for there was a strong wind blowing, and he was so laden it wasn't at all easy. Which was how he came to bump into the Browns' neighbour, Mr. Curry.
"Bear!"
bellowed Mr. Curry.
"What are you doing, Bear?"
"Do it yourself, Mr. Curry," exclaimed Paddington.
"Don't be impertinent, Bear,"
roared Mr. Curry. "Oh, no, Mr. Curry," replied Paddington hastily. "I didn't mean you were to do it yourself. I meant I'm going to do it myself. I'm making a magazine rack. Look." And he held up the book for Mr. Curry to see. Mr. Curry calmed down slightly.
"A magazine rack, eh?"
he said thoughtfully.
"I'd like one of those, Bear." "As it happens," he went on, "I'm going out, so you can use my kitchen table to work on. If you make me one by the time I get back, I may not report you for banging my nose just now."
"Thank you very much, Mr. Curry," said Paddington gloomily. He wasn't too keen on doing jobs for the Browns' neighbour. Somehow or other, they always seemed to go wrong. Before he went out, Mr. Curry gave Paddington a long list of don'ts, mostly to do with not making a mess. But as Paddington set to work, he quickly forgot them in his excitement. Paddington had never sawn anything in two before, and he found it wasn't as easy as it looked. In fact, it got harder and harder. He tried starting from the other side, but that was just as bad. It wasn't until he sat down for a much-needed rest that he discovered why. There was a splintering noise, and the table suddenly parted in the middle. When the music stops, turn your cassette over.